Hi, my name is Dr. Jackie McDermott, and I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Recruitment and Retention in the College of Engineering. Today we'll be talking about statements of purpose.
So I'm going to jump on into the statement of purpose. So a statement of purpose is an essay explaining why you want to go to graduate school. And again, it's really important to note any instructions or any directions because they really can vary from university to university. For example, some applications will ask for a personal statement versus a statement of purpose. And you might see those words and say, what's the difference, right? Aren't they the same thing? They are a little different. There's a really gray area between a personal statement and a statement of purpose. For example, a personal statement is going to be more of a statement about you and your life and how you got to this current place. However, a statement of purpose is really going to be describing your purpose for going into a graduate program, right? And it's more of a story about what are you going to contribute to a given graduate program. So they are a little different. A personal statement does kind of feed into a statement of purpose, but it's all how you almost like market yourself and all how you describe how these experiences have made you a better person to contribute to a program in this way. So typical specs of a statement of purpose, it's about 300 to 500 words. It'll demonstrate your ability to communicate and communicate effectively, right? You want simple and direct language. You don't want to be verbose and flowery and adjectives all around. You want to really get to the point. It also will explain your purpose for pursuing graduate study, your purpose for studying at a given institution. It'll talk about your research interests, your career goals, what you bring to the table. So, what are you going to contribute to that program? And so for career goals, it might be, similar to your purpose for going to grad school, but you can get even more specific. What careers are you thinking? Why is a grad degree necessary for those careers? And then also you can discuss very succinctly any special circumstances. For example, especially with COVID, right? If your GPA is low, maybe, you've been dealing as a caregiver for a parent or a family member, you can talk about that. You don't want to spend the whole thing, your whole statement of purpose talking about that. But you can, very quickly say, this happened and that's why my GPA was low. So it will allow you some space to talk about anything that might be a little gray area in your package. And bottom line, you want to show that mutual benefit, right? So why should we choose you for our graduate program? And why are you choosing us? And it's very important to remember that graduate applications are a two-way street, right? You might think, oh my gosh, they're choosing me. But at the end of the day, we want a good fit, right? We want to make sure that we are choosing you for good reasons so that you can contribute to our programs, but then that, you are going to take this degree and go do amazing things with it, right? Like think about Purdue alumni, think about first and last man on the moon. We want people to go do great things with our graduate degrees. And so, that's in line with most programs, right? We want to see you go do good things. And so, we want to see that mutual benefit from the very beginning. And again, this is a lot of information in a very small space, 300 to 500 words. You don't want to get gimmicky. You want to state your purpose. And you're going to have to tailor this to each university you're applying to, right? Because you will have a different purpose for studying at Purdue versus Georgia Tech or Michigan, right? There's going to be different faculty. There's going to be different resources. They will all be a little different. Okay, and so for a statement of purpose, you should really answer 3 questions. What have you done, and what did you learn from it? So if you think about your summer research, what did you do this summer, and what did you learn from it? What are your future plans for this degree, career goals? Again, really harking back to mutual purpose. And why are you selecting this specific program or institution to meet your goals. For example, if you're interested in healthcare engineering, maybe you're selecting Purdue because of our research center for healthcare engineering, right? So you want to talk about these things in your statement of purpose. Okay, and very quickly, so what else really should be in your statement of purpose? You should briefly describe your experiences. So for example, here are some phrases that you could probably use. And again, I'll share all these slides so you can use them later. So, as an undergraduate researcher, I did blank, blank, blank. Therefore, now I can think critically and work independently. Another phrase, since taking a class in, say, like exploratory data, now I'm ready to hit the ground running in my PhD and dive even deeper into the field data. Or during my time as president of, say, like Society of Women Engineers, I learned how to work as a team, right? And so now I can apply this and mentor undergrads when I'm a grad student, right? So there's many different ways that you can phrase your current experiences in a way that shows your potential contribution as a graduate student. And so that should definitely be included in your statement of purpose. Okay, so again, I'm not going to go into super detail here, but how do you talk about your future plans? You really want to include, what degree you're planning on getting and why. You want to talk about what you're interested in, but also express a little flexibility, right? And you should kind of list a few interests. You should express interest, but limit your areas to 2 or 3 areas. You don't want to say like, I'm interested in mechanical engineering and ag and biological engineering. There's just a huge range there, right? You want to dive a little bit deeper into those research areas, those sub areas that you're really excited about. And you want to use general career plans rather than names of employers. So instead of saying, I want to work at Tesla after I finish with my master's or PhD, maybe you say, I want to work in the automotive industry in research and design, knowing that there's going to be a lot of great options for you after you get your master's or PhD. Okay, and again, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but why this institution or program, you want to customize, you want to mention a few faculty who have interests, who interest you, and you want to really show how your background fits with kind of how your background fits with the research going on in that department or school, right? And how are you really qualified to succeed in that area? You can talk about your summer research, and you really want to avoid overstating the obvious within your letter. Stick to the facts and make very pointed statements. Okay. Statement of purpose. So before you submit, like I said, it's going to be a lot in a very small space, 300 to 500 words, right? How do you do this all? You have to draft it all up and keep going over it. You want to be brief but explicit, and you want to really include all those details and facts. It's really easy to write up all of this and then end up with a 2-page document, and you're like, how am I supposed to parse this down? Go through each paragraph, make sure you have solid topic sentences, make sure you're testing each sentence individually, seeing how they contribute to that paragraph and that greater package or greater statement as a whole. Sometimes you'll read through and you'll have 4 sentences and you say, is this really important? Do I have to tell them that? How does this show that I'm really excited about a graduate degree? If it doesn't, tighten it up, right? See what you can remove. Really, really remove any unnecessary adjectives. You need to proofread. If you start this early, you can actually have multiple people read it. You can have your mentor read it. You can have friends read it. The more people who reads it, the better.